Recessed lighting placement requires careful consideration to achieve optimal illumination. Spacing from one another is a crucial factor. For general ceiling illumination, a spacing of 6 to 10 feet apart on center is generally recommended. However, for accent lighting or task lighting, a closer spacing of 4 to 6 feet apart on center might be more appropriate. The size of the room also plays a role. For smaller rooms, those under 100 square feet, using 2 to 4 lights might be sufficient. In larger rooms, exceeding 100 square feet, 4 to 6 lights or even more may be necessary to provide adequate illumination. Spacing from walls is another important aspect to consider. A standard rule of thumb is to leave a distance of 1/2 the mounting hole diameter between the light and the wall. For example, if the mounting hole diameter is 6 inches, a 3-inch gap between the light and the wall is recommended. However, there are considerations. For accent lighting, placing the light closer to the wall, such as 2 to 3 inches, can create a more dramatic effect. Conversely, for general illumination, positioning the light farther away from the wall, like 4 to 5 inches, can result in more even lighting distribution. Additional considerations further refine the placement process. Ceiling height is a significant factor. For ceilings below 8 feet, it is advisable to use a smaller number of lights with lower wattage to prevent excessive brightness. Light output of the bulbs also influences spacing. Higher wattage bulbs produce more light, necessitating greater spacing between fixtures. Beam spread of the bulbs affects the area covered by each light. Wide-angle bulbs provide more general illumination and can be spaced farther apart, while narrow-angle bulbs are better suited for focused task lighting and require closer spacing. Fixture size also impacts spacing. Larger fixtures typically require more spacing to avoid overcrowding the ceiling. Wall color plays a role in light reflection. Light colors reflect more light, potentially reducing the number of lights needed in rooms with light-colored walls. Dark colors absorb more light, requiring more fixtures to achieve the desired brightness level. For 65-watt bulbs, which produce a relatively high light output, specific guidelines are recommended. Place the light 6 to 8 feet apart on center to ensure even illumination without creating hot spots. Leave a gap of 3 to 4 inches between the light and the wall to avoid harsh shadows and provide balanced lighting. In summary, determining the appropriate recessed light placement involves several factors. Firstly, consider the room size. Secondly, consider the purpose of the lighting, whether it's for general illumination, accent lighting, or task lighting. Thirdly, consider the ceiling height, bulb wattage, beam spread, fixture size, and wall color. Following these guidelines, achieving well-lit and visually appealing spaces can be done. Always consult local electrical codes and regulations before starting any electrical work. If unsure, seek assistance from a qualified electrician. Proper recessed lighting placement not only enhances the aesthetics of a room, but also contributes to its functionality and overall ambience. Planning the layout carefully, considering the factors mentioned above, will lead to a well-lit and comfortable environment.